Hey, it's Chris Widener. I want to give you a short tip today. It's the difference between the what and the why. The what and the why. People often ask me, "Are you a motivational speaker?" I'll meet somebody and they'll say, "What do you do for a living?" I write books and give speeches. Oh, are you a motivational speaker? And I don't really like the term motivational speaker, mainly because when I look at the word motivational, I reduce it down to its root word, which is motive. And the fact is that I, as a speaker, can't give you your motive. I can't tell you why you should do what it is that you do. Now, here's what's interesting. Most people, when they get into a career or they're thinking about life or whatever, they think, what do I need to do? It's all about what. What do I need to do? But the reality is we need to start at a much more fundamental place, much more foundational place. And that is why. Why are we doing what we do? Why is it that I should do something? Because the bigger your why, the more likely you are to actually do the what. One of my favorite stories of all time was a story I heard about a gentleman who was, probably 150 pounds overweight or something like that. Now, we all know how to lose weight, right? Eat right, exercise, burn calories, lift some weights, tone your muscles, muscle burns fat. We know the basic, idea of losing weight. And yet most of us don't do it, right? And so it's not the what, we know what, but we have to find why. So I heard a really interesting story about a guy. He was a dad. He had some teenage daughters. He was about 150 pounds overweight. And one of his daughters got sick, and they eventually took her to the hospital or the doctor, and the doctor did some tests. Ends up she needed a new kidney. And so they initially did the tests on the family members. I guess that's the first thing they do is they test family members more likely to be a match. And they came back and they brought the family and they said, Dad, we've got some good news and some bad news. Well, what's the good news? Good news is you are a perfect match. Give your kidney to your daughter. Then, though, they said, we got some bad news. And he said, well, what's the bad news? Well, the bad news is you're too fat for us to do the surgery and all that. So Dad said, what do I need to do? How much time do I, have to lose weight? How much weight do I need to lose? Whatever. They said, if you could lose 75 pounds in the next 9 months or so, then that would be great. Well, what do you suppose Dad did? Dad lost the weight to save his daughter's life. He finally had a why. He always knew what, but he never had the why. So what I'd like to challenge you to think about from this video is ask yourself why. Why do you do what you do? Why would it be good for you to excel? These kinds of questions of why get at the heart, and those are the real motive. That's the real motivational spark that comes from within. I could tell you lots of good possible reasons why. I could tell you maybe why I do it or why I think you should do it. But the real reason, the real spark is going to come from inside of you when you tap into the real why for what it is that you're doing and what it is that you want to accomplish. So don't just think about the what, think about the why.